Hello everyone, just starting up the stream here. We're going to do a little gameplay with a deck I just built. And the reason I just built it is because Painstone has finally been bug fixed. It finally does what it's supposed to do. So let's take a look at the deck. This is one of my favorite archetypes, which is Control. And I've always been a fan of the Shun Howl's Urn card, which is our deck's win condition. Shun Howl's Urn is 8 cost artifact, and it spits out a 10/10 with flying into the assault zone every turn. It's a very, very strong card in terms of providing inevitability to end the game. But we'll come back to the rest of the deck in a minute. Let's look at the command zone. And of course, I've already screwed up here. There we go. So you got Gao Han, because he's 1 cost while he's in the command zone. Basically makes it very difficult for our deck to get aggroed out early. We have Pilgrimage Monk, which can be activated from the command zone to get us some card draw, and she actually enters the battlefield when she comes back, so you bypass having to pay for her. You just get to pay 3 and have her come back and give you cards. And we've got a new card. We've got Agent Mereor, if I'm pronouncing that right. And I think this card might be like really, really good. So for each character Agent Mereor kills, give all agent coils in play +1/+1. We don't care about that because we're not running any agent coils. What we do care about is pay 2, choose 1. She either does 3 damage to an enemy character and heals our fortress for 3, or she heals one of our characters for 3 and does 3 damage to the enemy fortress. This is another card that just makes it really, really hard for aggro decks to get there. And I think she's really good. That's what I'm getting at. And then the rest of the deck, what enables our control is Painstone, which makes all non-combat damage you deal to characters increase by 2, which is going to make our Shun Howl's Urns and our Heat Waves more devastating. And that's kind of like the overview of the deck. I think we'll kind of get into things a little more as we do some gameplay here. So we'll just queue up. And I am going to briefly make sure that the stream is, in fact, running. This is going to become a ritual for me as somebody who is... Yeah, it looks like it's running. Okay, we're good. All right, so hopefully we'll get some good games in here. Okay, Kirizen playing a double Descendants plus Medi list. We're both running Gao Han. This opener is very mediocre. I think I'm going to actually just toss it away. This is a little better. We've got Painstone. Alright, and here I'm going to start showcasing how ridiculous Agent Mereor is. I can shoot things that are in his command zone. So I can just start blasting Gao Han. He's got 2 different Gao Hans here. And why wouldn't I? I've got nothing better to do with my resources. I could also heal one of my guys and shoot his fortress for 3, but doesn't feel as important. I'd rather start chipping away at his characters so that we can eventually kill them. Oh, and our Pilgrimage Monk has been humbled, which is really too bad, because it cuts off our access to early card draw. It's not the end of the world, though. Could slam it in the assault zone. It doesn't really matter. The card's kind of useless for us at this point. I think we're just going to keep cranking on these to get them low enough that we're eventually going to kill them with Yuanshis and Heatwave and such. Wholesale Slaughter, that's very ballsy, given that if it hit Medi, I'm pretty sure Medi doesn't go back to the command zone because it's a sacrifice effect. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. We don't need to ping Medi, so we're going to slam Merlin, and we're going to choose his Shuffle Card Away effect. I'm going to choose to shuffle away Echo of the Battlefield because it doesn't look like this is going to be a fast match, and that's really what this card is here for, is to protect us. Yeah, Merlin's really good, is my take. I think some of the factions have better abilities than the others. Veror has the deal 4 damage, feels really good. So I feel like if you're in Veror plus at least one other faction, the card is worth considering. Also, he synergizes with Painstone. The 4 damage option does go off on Painstone, because it's not in combat. Okay. This is going to be a very slow match. What we really have to watch out for is Medi could potentially grab one of the few cards that interacts with Shun Howl's Urn. The biggest, scariest one would be, what is it called? Corrupt Machinery, Sleeper's card that lets you take control of an artifact. This is good. So we've got Contained Parallel Rift, which is going to help us filter our deck into the cards we want. We have priority. Painstone plus Agent Mereor. We could just kill Iberian. Cannot be killed from non-damaged sources. This is a damaged source. It almost feels dirty to just like such a powerful effect. And we pitch away our hand. We get a new hand. Our new hand is kind of bad, but that is okay. I think we're gonna draw a card, and we're gonna throw out Firebolt at Medi because we can, because we're gonna have to discard anyways. It's unfortunate, but it's just one less thing. Okay, Chain Lightning on Agent Mereor. They've actually deployed a threat now, so we'll have something to target. We got Humble. This is big for us. Humble, Medi turns that off, prevents any shenanigans from happening. We have priority again, so I am going to do 5 damage and then do 6 damage. Seems pretty good. And we could gather thoughts here. It would get us Humble, Lightning Blast, and Merlin back, which seems okay. Thinking if we want to save it or not. We'll do it. John Philip, in the description of the stream is the deck list. So you should be able to access it right now. I'm not actually super familiar with what the YouTube interface will look like on your end, but we can check here. I'm going to open up my own stream just to see what's going on. In the... So hear myself twice. Yeah, if you click the More button, I will actually bring it over here for a second. So right around here, we'll refresh. Not actually, if you hit More, this is a copy and pasteable deck list, so you can actually import it into the Infinity Wars client and start playing right away. Since we have a little bit of downtime here, I wanted to mention I'm sitting on all of the rewards that came with the Kickstarter. Obviously, different people fund at different levels and got different tiers of rewards, but there's a few more things that I'm expecting to drop in the reward package, and when that does, I plan on doing some pack opening, which should be fun. Gamepedia. This should be interesting. Don't get to see a whole lot of Veror plus Overseers. Well, we'll slam Gao Han. And our hand is reasonable. We have Humble. We have Contained Parallel Rift. I might go ahead and Humble Malignant right now, just to take care of that, and then we don't ever have to see Malignant more than once. Interesting for them to do that. Okay, we will activate our Pilgrimage Monk to get that moving. Gao Han dies. We get our Echo of the Battlefield, which is nice. Okay. Slam our Contained Parallel Rift. We could throw out a Lightning Blast at the Striker of Solace. I don't really feel any kind of urgency to do that. I suppose they could put Malignant in front, but I think I'd rather have the extra card in hand for now. And we'll get the Striker of Solace with a Yuanshi's Wrath eventually, maybe even next turn if we're lucky. Nope. But we got Painstone, which is very nice. They admittedly are in Overseers, so there is the possibility they actually do have some artifact removal. Okay, and our Pilgrimage Monk is back. We throw out Yuanshis. This is going to kill everything other than Ancient Cheryl, which I don't think I mind. We can actually finish the job by using our Agent Mereor. And we have nothing that I want to recycle, so we'll call that the whole turn. They displace our monk, which doesn't really affect us too much. Slows us down if we ever want to blink it. And Agent Mereor, absolutely brutal card. Okay. Agent Mereor can heal herself. Might just do that. Could throw out a Heat Wave so we don't overdraw. And that's going to be it. So they're digging. They might be digging for artifact location removal. Possibly. Suppose we have enough cards in hand. It feels weird to try to use Pilgrimage Monk to attack, but we don't have much better to do, which is an incredible situation to be in. We'll throw out Repair because we have resources to spare. So they're playing some direct damage spells, which are quite weak against our deck because we're running Repair and Recycles. Agent Mereor also can heal our fortress. This card is so good, Agent Mereor. Okay. I could slam Shun's Urn. I could also slam another Painstone. Shunhal's Urn applies more pressure, so we're going to do that. They might remove our Shunhal's Urn, but we'll have 2 more. Forces them to deal with it. Nothing in the graveyard, so we're not going to recycle. Or nothing that we want in the graveyard, I should say. They spent 9 to increase resources by 1, is what I'm seeing. Which is fine. We may do the same thing here. I don't know what they could be going for that's above 10 resources other than the Calamity, which really performs extremely poorly into Shunhal's Urn. Okay, and we're going to end up discarding a card, which is okay. And I don't think we get to control which card we discard because Contained Parallel Rift is going to shuffle first. I don't remember, so just in case, we'll throw that over on that side. Okay. So I'm going to end up sacrificing all my characters. I think we'll just fire off the Calamity. We could probably kill it if we do. So this would be 6, 12. So we can't quite kill it. We'd have to commit 4 cards because we'd have to use Merlin as well. So let's just use the Calamity. And until they deal with the Shunhal's Urn, it continues to attack even through cards like the Calamity. Hi, Karos. If that's how you gotta type your username in phonetically so that I know how to say your name right. Let's see. We have no plays that we need to make. It's the crazy thing. Like, that's how stable we are with this deck right now. Like, I guess we'll just play Echo the Battlefield and pass the turn. We have nothing else we'd like to use our resources on. I'll shuffle away this Calamity. Oh, there we go. Painstone. Could end up being useful, maybe. We've got Azael the Torn. When you deploy, target it. So it's just a 10-10 because they didn't have anything to target. Unless it targets itself, which is just odd. Okay, so check this out. So we got all 3 Painstones, play Merlin, 4 damage to target character. That's going to be 10 damage to target character. Very powerful. Kairos is, okay. Hoping that we'll get to see maybe the weaknesses of the deck I'm playing. As outrageous as it sounds, I feel like the deck I'm playing is so strong that I don't know, like, exactly if there's any way I can improve it. Okay. And we could recycle something. We could recycle the Calamity. I don't feel like we need to. We will just draw a card. We'll call it done. Yes, Kairos, the game is back. There's a new set of cards. The game is basically the same as it used to be. Still has the old cards in it, but there's also new cards. And one of the biggest things that they've done is you now have access to every card in the game, and that when you open packs, you're unlocking the animated colored-in versions. So as you can see, I have a couple cards here that are black and white that are not animated because I haven't collected them yet. But it's a very interesting change, and I like it. I'm gonna Lightning Blast, kill Tyra. And we may as well just increase our resources by 1. Siphon Structure. They get a little health back. Looks like they still die next turn unless something changes. Yeah, exiles, one thing that may excite you if you were having fun playing exiles is exiles have gotten a lot better, at least in my opinion. So a number of cards have gotten changed, just a little bit. Notably, discard effects are no longer random. You discard the leftmost card, and you can choose the order of cards in your hand. So it makes cards like Vanash just significantly stronger, and I think Vanash was pretty good even in the original game. Alrighty. Just gonna jump right into another game. Kyurzen. I think we already played with Kyurzen tonight. Yes, we did. But that is the nature of Infinity Wars. Small player base means sometimes you run into the same people several times. Hungry Abomination is the card you're thinking of, Kairos. Kyurzen doesn't want to see my deck again. Or there was some kind of bug. I guess we'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. I am admittedly playing a deck that's not very pleasant to play against. Toucan with a Swarmer Insects deck. Opening hand is kind of meh, but I think it's more than good enough to deal with the insect deck. Not trying to trash on anyone, but I feel like the insect deck is very mediocre. I would actually like to see the insectoid faction get a little more love. Okay, and Agent Mereor do do 3 damage there, and then next turn we can Heat Wave, potentially take out. Actually, we will do 3 damage here, and then next turn we will use Yuanshi's Wrath. Christmas skin of the Priest Dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. I actually don't have that particular skin. I think that came before I started playing. This Yuanshi's Wrath is going to make this guy wish that he hadn't queued up for with the Insectoids deck. It's pretty rough for him. We will activate our Pilgrimage Monk. Pass the turn. Our Gao Han dies. We get our Echo to the Battlefields. Okay, we have a Pain Stone, and because we're in a position where we have plenty of health and plenty of time before they ramp up, we're going to slam our Pain Stone. Ooh, we got another Pain Stone. We're going to go ahead and wait on that Pain Stone, and we're going to kill their Brutal Swarmer. And I think we're going to start attacking, because I don't think that they're in any position to contest the board. Okay. Play another Pain Stone. We have our monk back. We're going to go in the assault zone because I am very much convinced that they can't fight us. Agent Mereor does 7 damage with her ability now for the cost of 2 and heals us. 7 is approaching the point where, like, this is a just kill anything. Heat Wave is going to do 6 to everything. That'll finish off their Brutal Swarmer. And at this point, like, we just wait for them to slowly die. Yeah, we're gonna go back to 100 health. And slam our location. Again, we're in a position where we don't need to do anything else. I'm going to play Merlin, though. We're going to give him +4 defense and put him in our defense zone, just because we can. One thing I'm noticing just playing against the Insectoids deck is I feel like a very reasonable buff would just be to lower the morale costs across the board on any of these, like any and all. Like, these little ones, the 1-cost ones, could really be 1 morale cost, because right now, even if I wasn't pressuring the board for damage, they might just die to morale from me killing their guys over and over. Okay. Kill that. Kill that. And we'll draw a card. So the reason I am running the Descendants of the Dragons cards, if I'm understanding your question correctly, is it provides a lot of inevitability. Shun Howl's Urn is really the win condition for this deck. This is an unusual situation where we're able to actually get away with attacking every turn. Like, if we're against Warpath or Flame Dawn, we need to defend. And if we spend all our resources defending, we want to have a win condition like Shun Howl's Urn that is going to kind of like automatically kill them at some point. Also, Yuanshi's Wrath and a few other Descendants of the Dragons cards are just extremely powerful control cards in general. I am expecting. I'm gonna go and say it. I'm gonna try to have a 100% win rate tonight. We'll queue up until Gamepedia gets sick of there we go. So now Gamepedia is playing a different deck. I don't know if it's one that's gonna be better against my deck, but at some point they're gonna be mentally broken and they're gonna have to switch on to something different that beats this. We have a turn 1 Lightning Blast for Brings Life by Passing, which seems good. Suppose we just use Agent Mereor to just chip away at that, because I don't think I want to humble it. Okay, we have a very good opportunity to use Yuanshi's here, because it's going to kill their Redaria before it gets bigger. It's also going to get Brings Life by Passing, which is an added bonus for us. Okay. We're going to activate our Pilgrimage Monk. Could potentially use Gather Thoughts or Recycle here. I think I will... I'll use Recycle and get back Yuanshi's Wrath. And this is going to be great if we draw another Yuanshi's Wrath, because they're trying to ramp out. I guess we don't even need to. We could just use Agent Mereor. This card is so unbelievably good. Just boom. And it's dead. I think I am going to Gather Thoughts to get our Recycle back. Actually, you know what? We'll do Merlin. We'll kill the other ramp piece. Let's just keep them off of resources. Oh, they're really on some kind of ramp plan. Okay. Kill Wealthy Noble. I feel like this card might need to be nerfed. It's so good. Maybe it should only be able to like target the battlefield or something. I don't know. Or maybe it should cost 3 or only do 2 damage. But I feel like I am just getting away with the most broken plays. And we'll throw out Gather Thoughts. And they are infiltrating, so that means they've put it on our side of the field. Cinderin makes it so we can't gain any resources as long as we have him. We also can't move him out of the support zone. I think if we humble him, though, it won't matter. Oh, crap. How did I overdraw? Damn. Okay. Well, we can always use Yuanshi's Wrath, and we could Firebolt our own guy, which I think is the play, because I want to get up to doing the Shun Urn. And we're going to Gather Thoughts, and then Firebolt. Alright. Get rid of that. And we can use Agent Mereor to heal something, which seems smart. I'm gonna heal herself. And we're again in a position where we could probably get away with just doing nothing. I think I'm gonna activate Pilgrimage Monk in anticipation of needing more cards later. Okay, Agent Mereor is finally dead. So they can finally play characters onto the board without me immediately killing them. Slam our Shun Urn. Looking forward to when they add ranked queue back in. It's very difficult sometimes to tell if a deck is actually good or if you're just playing against people that are also trying to have fun and don't want to play like the most cutthroat decks, which is an understandable thing. I like to play really cutthroat decks. I think we're gonna shuffle away the Calamity here. Yeah. think we're going to end up overdrawing off of our monk coming back, which is okay. Guess we'll set up to discard these. What did they extirpate? They hit. I didn't even see what they. Oh, it was my urn. Okay. Okay, and we play another urn, and we go to combat. This is why I run 3 urns. It's also pretty good, even if it just sits on the board for 1 turn, because it gets in for 10 damage and then requires for them to remove it. Got our location. They have Calamity, potentially. I think we're going to do nothing. We will shuffle away Lightning Blast. We got a Grave Rob. Don't think we care. Okay, they take our urn again. We only have 1 more urn left. And then we're in hard mode where we have to win the game with the like 2 or 3 creatures that we actually have in our deck. So we got to be very careful about not overcommitting to the board. They could Calamity this turn. So Kairos, generally speaking, I agree with you. But there are some exceptions when it comes to very slow decks. And I'm only speaking from a Magic the Gathering perspective now. Some control decks run like genuinely 1 or 2 copies of their win con, and then everything else is just removal and counter spells. Infinity Wars is a very different game though, so could understand if it's maybe less applicable here. I think we're gonna recycle Cindern, because he is a big character that does damage. We're on the similar number of cards in deck, so if it actually comes down to one of us decking out. Okay, we have another urn. Yeah, I think a lot of people who play Infinity Wars may have come from Magic the Gathering, or at least dabbled. Games have some similarities, and Magic is maybe like the biggest card game. Okay. I wonder if they have some kind of like absolutely massive haymaker that they're gonna drop once they get to like, I don't even know how many resources. We'll play Cinder. And we will take a peek at their graveyard real quick. Okay. I have not properly played Yu-Gi-Oh! It's always interested me from like a nostalgia perspective because I played when I was a kid, but like when I was a kid, I don't think me or anyone else I played with really understood how to actually play the game. Okay. They summon all of those. Hopefully we draw Calamity here. They're on 1 health. Okay. Oh wait, we don't have resources for Calamity, do we? That could be very, very bad. Oh, that's very bad. Okay, well we might not die. We get like a Yuanshi's Wrath off of the reshuffle or something. Hmm. We could do Humble and hope that we remove Unstoppable from one of these. Maybe that'll be the one he puts up front. Could also do a Repair. This just doesn't do enough damage. I think Repair or Merlin. Merlin gives us a second chance at potentially blocking something. So let's do Merlin. Let's move him to the defense zone. And then we also have Echo the Battlefield. So if we get really lucky and he puts the unstoppable characters in the wrong place. Okay. So we don't immediately lose, which is something. But we also don't have our Urn, so I don't know if we can win. All right, so much for me saying we were gonna sweep with a perfect win rate. Wow, on 1 health too. That's not what we needed. Oh, we needed to get 2 Yuanshi's Wraths, which is no longer possible. The only way we don't die is if they colossally screw up. But you never know. They could screw up. Grab that, I guess. Yeah, we're very dead. Very, very well played, Gamepedia. I should have put resources into setting up for Calamity sooner. I did not think that this was what would happen later in the game. But we learned something. That's why we're here, to learn. Okay, Sogeking on a Flamed-On deck. This should be interesting. It'll be a proper test for us against like an actual aggro deck. Okay. Could do Gao Han. I think we're gonna ping Bromic to soften him up. All right. Gao Han might be the play here. Agent Mereor. We'll do 3 to Bromic. Just gonna put him in Firebolt range. Okay. They're really banking on me not having Yuanshi's Wrath. Which, in this case, they have guessed correctly that I do not have it, but this is asking for serious trouble. We are going to... Do we Firebolt Bromic? I think we might. Firebolt Bromic. And... Can never go wrong with just spamming Agent Mereor, I guess. They did not play Bromic. Okay. Contained parallel rifts. Hopefully that'll get us into our Yuanshis. Because this is flamed on, we haven't been able to spare resources for Pilgrimage Monk, which is unfortunate, but once we get this engine moving, I think we should be able to stabilize. It also really helps that Agent Mereor kills things and gives us health, so it's giving us a little more time than we might ordinarily have. Okay, Heat Wave is not the one we wanted, but it sets up effectively. And again, Agent Mereor. Pulling a lot of weight. We have recycle. I think I'm going to recycle Gao Han. Not a play I'd usually make, but this is very interesting play. But I understand why they did it, but... Am I stupid? I thought I was going to kill that. That's okay. Did this not... Oh, it's opponents, so we both screwed up. Okay, we finally got Yuanshi's Wrath. Which I think gives us the opportunity to activate our Monk. And we have a Gather Thoughts here to put the Yuanshis back into our deck, along with Heatwave and Recycle, which is pretty good for us. If they play Martyr Golem, it could be very scary. Doesn't look like there's a Martyr Golem. Pretty big sackless damage coming out for them. But I think wiping their board is worth it. Okay, we have Gao Han. That's very nice. And we'll take the turn to repair. Okay, well, understandable that they didn't want to play it out. Could be that they just don't want to. I think it probably is winnable for them, but just very hard. So I understand that in casual queue, maybe you don't want to play that match out. I'm really hoping to try to test the limits of this deck, and I think Flamed On might be one of those decks that can get there. Because it can run Noble Protector and Martyr Golem. Okay, double Genesis and Exiles. Should be interesting. Opening hand is acceptable, I think. I don't really know how fast this deck is going to be. Experimental Weaponist is a very unusual card. Curious to see if they have like a specific plan for that or if it's like just a value piece. May as well do that. Get the ball rolling. Keep his defense relatively low. Okay, I don't know if the game is stuck or what's going on. I'll have to give it a minute. See, that doesn't bode well. Um, I think it's safe to say that this game's not gonna go through. So we're gonna try a new one. That's weird. Okay. All right, this should be interesting. Could be an Infested Abomination stack. Seeing as they are running Infested Abomination. I think I'm going to do a... Yeah, we'll slam Gao Han. Why not? And we're gonna humble their Infested Abomination just so that we don't have to deal with that. One fewer Infested Abominations doing damage to us. We'll activate our monk. We are going to Lightning Blast and then Agent Mereor, the Evolving Parasite. It's a little annoying. I think we need to get rid of this madness. Uh-oh. Denial of Reason. Card I really like. Fortunately, they only got Firebolt, not something a little more problematic for us. So if they steal our urn, we basically just lose the game. Untouchable, okay. Um, we will heal Agent Mereor. Okay, got uncontained, or we've got contained parallel rift online now. We heat wave here, and then we can kill the unstable demon. And hopefully we're gonna get enough AoE effects to kill the untouchable card. Right. We can grave rob away their... Do they have all of them in the graveyard? They have one more in their deck. We can just recycle when we get to it. That's not the one we want to get. That. Don't want to see that again. Don't want to see that again. Don't want to see that. Nice. Okay. So we've got that taken care of. I think we'll do a Pain Stone. And we'll kill the Evolving Parasite. And we're going to take some damage here, but I'm kind of okay with it. And our Agent Mereor will die. It's tragic, but I think at this point she's done more than her job. Okay, Heat Wave. And I think we're going to draw a card. And we could potentially do a little shuffling here. I think that getting back more Yuanshi's Wraths would be good. Yeah, and I think we'll just leave it at that. Okay, if we're gonna go up to 11 so that we can Calamity, now seems like a good time to do it. So this is a point in time where we can actually make use of that last resource, not take any damage. They're gaining morale, which is okay, because we do plan on winning through damage. We just have to get to the point where we can put an urn on the board. There's Repair, Pain Stone, and that seems like... Get Repair, Lightning Blast, Heat Wave. Yeah, could be a good Gather Thoughts turn. Princess Hennekree. awkward for them. Get our urn out so we can finally get that moving. Could recycle. I don't know if we really need to anymore. Could spam out a heat wave and just hope that we hit something, but it seems smartest to just do nothing. So I'm gonna shuffle Yuanshi's Wrath back into the deck so that it's a greater odds of drawing it next turn. Okay, Denial of Reason. That's really the card we gotta be most scared of, because they could steal our urn if we have one in our hand at any point. We're gonna fill up the hand again. Okay. Torment Intruder, which, for those of you who have not seen this card before, basically makes it so that when they do damage, I lose morale, and when I lose morale, I take damage. So it basically combines the two win conditions. So this is going to do 10. And this is another 10. That seems pretty good. And we have the opportunity to do a repair here. I think I'm going to actually just draw a card, because again, I want to just keep my hand size big. Madness is an awkward one to draw into, but I mean, hey. Okay. 10 damage lightning blasts, pretty good. Repair and draw a card. Really hit the critical point where, like, the 3 pain stones on the board is just so ridiculous. Okay. Merlin dies. Don't really care that much. We could play Merlin here. I think we're just going to draw. And we'll play our Echoes of the Battlefield as ways to try to close out the game a little bit faster. That's not going to do it, Chief. And we repair. Could recycle, get both our repairs back in. Seems decent. And we will draw a card. Okay, so they get us with Boomy. But again, the urn just spits out the character into the assault zone after everything happens, so they still only have a few turns to live. It's gonna get them eventually. Repair again. Just gonna try to end the game at full health, I guess. We have more recycles. Could play a Merlin, kill that. Might as well. Very little reason not to. Funny thing is, they could be running Corrupt Machinery, because they're double sleepers. this is my personal opinion. I think if you're in at least double sleepers, sacrificing one deck slot for Corrupt Machinery feels worth it, because you never know when you go against like a Shunhel's Urn deck or an Omnitron deck. And admittedly, I might be the only person in the whole world, oh there it is, who plays Shunhel's Urn, but there's the Corrupt Machinery. That is very, very bad for us. I think we can still win, but this starts hitting right away. Oh, and they recycled their Corrupt Machinery too. Okay, well, we have our Shunhel's Urn. So provided that they didn't draw another, they draw into the Corrupt Machinery again. Oh. Like, if they get both of our Shunhel's Urn, we just lose. I think I'm going to shuffle Agent Mereor back into the deck as a potential way to try to, like, squeak out some extra damage. Because if they get down to just, like, 3 or 6, we can heal to do damage. Okay, they grave rob me. They grave rob the Agent Mereor. That's unfortunate. Okay, my urn still kills them first, unless they do a gotcha moment and get me with yet another Corrupt Machinery. Okay, we have a Heat Wave. We are going to draw card, and then we are going to shuffle Shunhel's Urn back into our deck, so that if they do steal our Shunhel's Urn, the odds that we draw one next turn are reasonably high. Because we only have 11 cards, so we're going through the whole deck pretty quickly. Okay. Game's really struggling to get rid of the tokens. I'm not sure why it's taking so much time in between those. Heatwave doesn't kill this right now, which is awkward. And there it is. Yeah, we're gonna lose like 21 morale, I guess. I think we block. And we will take back another heat wave, I guess. Oh my god! Ah, it's happening. I'm gonna lose. Because I can't play the Shunhel's Urn, because it's back in my deck. Oh, and they're on 4 morale. And there it is, the Infinity Wars classic of you shuffle the card, and I had to spend the 3 in case that I drew the Shunhel's Urn. Now our only out is we draw into Repair. Okay. So we can't win. We might be able to tie if they screw up and deploy a character. Looks like they had the sense not to. Oh, that's very rough. Damn. We're getting blasted. Whew. Any minute now. There we go. It's told us that we've lost. All right, we're gonna do one more game. Hopefully we will end on a win. But it's gonna be one more game either way. So win or lose. Hopefully don't end up in queue for too long. Anyways, yeah, Corrupt Machinery, very strong card. And probably this deck's greatest weakness. I think if I were to build a sideboard out, if they do best of threes, I'm not sure if they'll end up doing that again for ranked. I might include like a alternative win con to side in against sleepers, like maybe just Yuanshi's or Ling Bao's Will for morale burn. Potentially just win through a morale game. We got on our quests. Oh, we're done with them. There we are. Take time here to look over the deck, I guess. Not really anything to talk about, though. I feel like we've already very fully showcased what the deck does. I guess I will say some talking points about just the new cards. I feel like Merlin has been performing very, very well. Very happy with him. Agent Mereor might be performing a little too well. I don't want to play against that card ever. I'm try re-queuing here because yeah, we had a problem with that last time. Okay, here we go. Our final game. Okay. I think we've got a pretty good start against this deck. We're giving them a Flame Dawn commando target, but I don't care. I'd rather just be resource efficient. We're gonna get to if they turn 1 Vanash, then they have priority on turn 2. So they could Vanash. That goes up to 4. I think we're just gonna Firebolt. Actually, no. We're gonna stick with what we've been doing, which is we're gonna throw damage from Agent Mereor at Vanash. And they're gonna take our Gao Han off the board. I think that's okay. We have priority, so we can use Agent Mereor to kill Vanash. Get that out of the way. And we'll gather thoughts. It's not a very good gather thoughts, but I'm just hoping that we can draw into like Yuanshi's Wrath or something that'll help us play for the board better. Okay, we got Merlin. Merlin looks pretty good here. Could also Firebolt this, which would give us two resources to use Mereor. So let's do that because it's more resource efficient. Gets us a little more value. And now this turn we can Banash 4 damage, Mereor 3 damage. The little bit of health gain on Mereor just feels very, like it's secretly really good. Or maybe it's obviously really good. We'll slam Painstone here, just to set us up for some very devastating heat waves. Okay, so that guy's a problem. Oh, that's bad. So we actually have to deal with it like real human beings. Okay, well, we can get Contained Parallel Rift going. Maybe draw into more Merlins so that we can give him Vigilance. We're getting really low on health, though. Okay, this works. Humble. Activate Pilgrimage Monk. Yuanshi's Wrath. We just have to hope that we can get, like, stabilized on the board. Oh, I healed it. Oh, we screwed up. Okay, well, we don't die for it, but it's a little oopsies. I think we're gonna shuffle Merlin back in because he has the versatility of actually being able to deal with the Terramoose if they're running more than one. Drew into another repair, which is nice. I think we're gonna go up to Calamity resources, though, just to prepare for more Terramoose-like cards. Oh, Memorial to Heroes, that is very, very scary. Okay. Gao Han. Pilgrimage Monk. Painstone. Nothing in the grave that we need to grave rob as far as I can tell. I think we will use Agent Mereor to heal herself. Alternatively, we could activate Pilgrimage Monk again. I don't think we're going to do that. Do this just in case. And I might recycle Repair just to try to get ourselves as comfortably out of, like, I don't know what kind of stuff they could be running. They got a lot of stuff in the the assault zone. It's a little scary. It's a good thing that we have apparently all three of our guys there. We'll activate that to try to get our hand size back up again. He'll spawn. I could Merlin, or I could draw a card. Why don't we gather thoughts, draw a card. Flashbang. Double Terror Moose. Very, very scary. Still alive. Do I Calamity this turn? Might be a good turn to Calamity. Yeah, let's just do Calamity. We lose our Agent Mereor, but I mean, yes, it's a whole. It sure beats dying. Painstone. Into Yuanshi's. We just have to hope that they don't have another, like their third copy of Terror Moose, because they've already played 2. We're gonna shuffle. We'll shuffle the Calamity back in. Oh, something that actually doesn't die to it. Wow. Okay. All right. Good game. Okay, well, that is going to be it for the stream. We did discover the weaknesses of the deck eventually. GG Ebfritz. It's been real. And until next time, adios.